All right. So today I want to talk about what I call the SDR hierarchy of needs. And this is a play on Maslow's hierarchy of needs for people. If you're not familiar, you can look it up, but it basically talks about how humans have base needs before they can level up and start worrying about their next level of problems. It's probably a horrible description, but at the base level is physiological. So like food, water. If you don't have food and water, you can't worry about the next level, which would be shelter, I believe. And then once you have shelter, you can worry about community and forming bonds. So with SDRs, I view it the same way that when you come into the role, there's a lot to be done. There's a lot being thrown at you. There's a lot to learn in terms of the products you sell, your customers, messaging, the people you work with internally. And I've managed a lot of reps at this point, and this is the order of things that I focus on and make sure that reps have down so that they can move on to the next level. So I'll get right into it. Now, I'll just lay it out here. These are the building blocks. So all of these can be done at the same time, but the ones at the bottom are the most important in my opinion. A lot of reps, they skip ahead and they think all day about pipeline. And what I tell people is pipeline is a lagging indicator of so many other things. It's a lagging indicator of how you're working with your account team, your messaging, the way you're going about your day. And this is the building block of things that I believe are most important that a SDR needs to focus on and that I focus on with my teams first. So at the bottom, the most important base you need good account executive alignment. So whatever account executive that you're going to be working with in the territory booking meetings for, you need to have their respect. They need to know your name and be thinking about you on a day by day basis. If you have a good relationship with them, your life becomes 10 times easier. You work more strategically in the territory, and quite frankly, you need them to put ops in the system. If you hold a good meeting with them, they're the ones who decide whether it should be an opportunity in the system or not. And if you're doing good work for them, they're going to want to get you involved. So I have whole trainings on this topic, but at the base level, the rest of this is so much harder if you don't have solid account executive alignment. That's the first thing I focus on. Next is a strong prospecting mindset. So before even worrying about messaging, I need to hammer into reps' heads, especially newer ones, that you are valuable. You are valuable to the customer. There's a reason the company you work for exists and has carved out a market position, and it's because you're valuable to customers. So even though you may not fully understand your product or service or the customer that you sell to yet, I remember that exact feeling when I was new. You need to understand logically that you are valuable to them. A lot of these companies need to get going on these initiatives and they're procrastinating, especially if it's digital transformation related. And you're the person who cuts through that and says, hey, I'm here. I got the resources. Let's get aligned on this topic moving forward. And you cut all the excuses and make it easy for them. So that's what allows people to have more confidence on the phone. That's a big, big issue, especially for newer SDRs, is it's hard to be confident when you don't understand the product service, but you can logically cut past that and know that your company's there for a reason, that your role is valuable and exists for a reason. So it wouldn't if it wasn't valuable. The role would not exist. Third is then I worry about messaging, getting effective messaging in place. And when you have these mindsets that you're actually valuable to the customer, your messaging comes across stronger, more assumptive, and actually gets better just from having that mindset. But this is really important. Learn from reps who've been successful, your manager, what messaging are they using? Then you can worry about that. And then once you have effective messaging in place, then it becomes about how do you work more efficiently in your territory and building out processes that make you more efficient on your day to day so that you can get out more of this effective messaging to more target personas and target accounts so that you can scale. All of that is what leads to more meetings booked, which is the key indicator of pipeline. If you don't know anything else, you want a lot of meetings booked because generally meetings leads to pipeline. But meetings don't come out of nowhere. They come from these four base pillars: good account executive alignment, a strong mindset, effective messaging, and scale processes in place. And then pipeline comes into play. So this is what I focus on with reps. It's not like you only focus on one thing at a time. Like you can't work on effective messaging until you have a good account executive alignment. They all kind of go together, but my biggest focus with the reps is always these bottom pieces if they're not intact. Once they're intact and I know they got it, I move up the hierarchy and start focusing on more on their messaging with them when we meet. And then once their messaging's good, I focus on, all right, how can we help this person work more efficiently in their territory? And then the meetings will come and the pipeline will come. So yeah, that's my run through of the SDR role when you're first coming in. These are the things to focus on with your manager. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.